Rise and shine, chickens. Hey everybody, it's Mike from Missouri. We just got the engine pulled out of the case 1840 and I'm right back on it. Need to get this twin pump out of here, and also all of the hydraulics on this side of the machine need to get taken out. The plan is for this thing is to completely strip it down to the frame so we can sandblast it, and then we'll slowly build it back. Let me show you the supplies I got for this job. I was really concerned about getting any kind of contaminants into the hydraulic system, so I bought plugs and caps for all of the sizes that we're going to be disconnecting. And then to keep everything straight where I know what goes where, took a bunch of pictures, and I got all these multicolored zip ties. So I'm going to take a line loose, zip tie both sides, cap and plug both sides, and I'm going to do my absolute best not to introduce any more debris than what may be in there already. Costs a little bit of money to buy those caps and plugs, but I think it'll be well worth it. As all of the hoses, at least going to the motors, have been replaced. I think the only one that hasn't may be this one right here. And there's a couple of them going to the arms that haven't, but for the most part, I got lucky there because these can get pretty pricey because of their size. Got everything loose and marked. I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up out of there now. If you watched the last video, you saw me struggle getting this engine out of this thing because the spline on this drive coupler wouldn't come loose. It's completely wore out. It's for some reason bound up on there. Need to get this off. I think the prior owner replaced this. There's quite a bit of work was done to this thing before I got to it. Maybe they didn't get the shaft replaced when it needed to be. I do know that the pump bolts were loose when I got it, so that probably contributed to this. But this, as far as I'm concerned, this piece and the shaft is trash. Wow. Something gave. Finally came. Wow. I'll give you a good look at that. Well, surprisingly, the shaft doesn't look too bad. The coupler, on the other hand, not so hot. And the reason I'm not super concerned is because a while back I picked up a top and bottom. The top one's got a brand new input shaft in it. So I got 2 spare twin pumps for case 1840. They are not for sale. I've been looking over this plate. It's actually got an imprint of the pump housing worn into it. And there's a lip on the inside that centers the pump. That pump has been, at least at some point, really beaten around up on here. I think this piece is going to need to be replaced. If anyone's got one without all these wear marks in it, let me know. Well, there's plenty of problems to address between this mounting plate, coupler, and the twin pump. But all that's going to get set aside onto my parts shelf over there, because I don't want to get ahead of myself and get too many things going. My focus is to get this frame stripped, sandblasted, and painted. I'll deal with every issue of every part as I reassemble. All of the lines going to the hydraulic motors have been disconnected. I'm going to work on the valves, or the loader valve, and then I think that's called some sort of hydraulic block. So I'm going to take those 2 supply and feed lines off there. I have a drain pan under the hole in the bottom of this machine to catch all this fluid. this line doesn't want to come out of here. It's pinched between the valve and that block. So I'm gonna loosen this spool valve here. That's under tension. There we go. That's not good. It's wanting to turn the whole thing. There we go. Okay, off camera, took most of the hoses off this hydraulic block here, and I think I'm ready to get it pulled off the machine. I'm going to take loose the hydraulic level indicator. I think we're ready to remove this distribution block. Face planted. Now I can finally remove these hard lines here. Okay, so what do we really have left? We mostly have the auxiliary hydraulic valve and the pump for the bloater boom. And after that, all the hydraulics are pretty much gone. And then through bolts for the valve. I'm going to leave all the hoses and everything together right now. And then I'll deal with cleaning that up as I need to reassemble. The pump has just a worm clamp on it down here at the bottom of the reservoir, right here. Hose looks to be fairly new, so I don't really want to tear it up. Whew. Those are all the hoses I removed from the machine. Looks like they've all been replaced within the last couple of years by the prior owner, so finally gonna luck out and not have to spend a bunch of money on those. And then on my parts shelf here, here's most of the valves and the pump and hard lines. So yeah, I got a lot of work cut out for me, but I think I'm gonna end the video here. Machine is stripped from all the hydraulics and it's getting too long, so we'll see you next time.